The Galactic Emperor sat upon his gilded throne, addressing the Grand Council with an air of absolute authority. The chamber echoed with the murmur of subordinates, their voices silenced with a single gesture. The Emperor spoke with the weight of millennia behind him, his words resonating through the room like the tolling of a bell. The Empire, he declared, had stood unchallenged for countless cycles, its fleets unmatched and its technology unrivaled. From one end of the galaxy to the other, species had been subdued, their cultures absorbed or eradicated. Order had been imposed, chaos eradicated. A hologram flickered to life, depicting a small blue-green planet orbiting an ordinary star. A primitive world, designated Sol 3, the Emperor announced, his voice laced with disinterest. Humans. Bipedal, oxygen-breathing. Their technological development is laughable, barely reaching their neighboring celestial bodies. The council nodded in agreement, smug smiles stretching across alien faces. The Emperor's final decree was clear: humanity would be assimilated, just like the countless others before them. Resistance was unlikely, annihilation, if necessary, would be effortless. A reconnaissance vessel entered Earth's orbit, intercepting human transmissions and broadcasting the Empire's message of dominance. It was a declaration of intent, veiled as an offer of peace, surrender, and they would be spared the wrath of the galaxy's greatest power. The humans' response was a cacophony of confusion, mistranslations, and, inexplicably, humor. Unaware of the full scale of the threat, Earth's fragmented nations treated the transmission with skepticism, some dismissing it outright as a hoax. The Empire's initial assessment was damning. The humans' technology was rudimentary, their understanding of the cosmos embarrassingly limited. The species posed no threat, classified as insignificant, barely worthy of notice. The Council collectively deemed them minor pests, unworthy of significant resources or attention. Yet, in a show of force, the Empire decided to disable Earth's satellite network, a symbolic strike to subjugate the species before they could muster even token resistance. When the satellites went dark, humanity responded with chaos, but not the kind the Empire had expected. Within hours, emergency measures were enacted. Engineers, technicians, and scientists worked around the clock to re-establish communications using older, ground-based systems. Governments, some long embroiled in bitter rivalries, set aside their differences, forming a coalition to assess the threat and coordinate a global response. The Empire had anticipated panic, submission, and despair. Instead, they were met with defiance. Unwittingly, the Empire had stumbled upon humanity's greatest strength, their unyielding adaptability. Across the globe, humanity pivoted, improvising solutions where none seemed possible. Makeshift networks sprang up, restoring lines of communication. Military forces mobilized, and scientists began analyzing the faint traces of alien signals, searching for weaknesses. In secret laboratories, engineers began theorizing how they might counteract technologies so advanced they seemed indistinguishable from magic. To the alien observers stationed aboard the reconnaissance vessel, this behavior was baffling. One analyst, noting the humans' ingenuity, remarked, "This species doesn't react as others do, they resist." The report was dismissed by the Imperial Command as an anomaly, a desperate display from a species on the brink of extinction. But as humanity continued to adapt and coordinate, the Empire's confidence began to waver. When an encrypted human message was intercepted, the analysts were stunned by its content. It was no plea for mercy or offer of surrender. Instead, it read simply, "If you think we will kneel, you've chosen the wrong species." The Empire's first strike was swift and devastating. Orbital bombardments rained down with precision, targeting key infrastructure, military installations, communication hubs, and energy grids. Cities plunged into darkness as power grids collapsed. Chaos spread as news of the attack reached every corner of the globe. Human casualties mounted by the thousands, and yet, to the Empire's surprise, Earth's inhabitants did not succumb to despair. Instead, they united in a way the aliens had not anticipated. Nations that had spent decades embroiled in conflict set aside their differences, rallying under a single purpose: survival. Across Earth, teams of engineers, scientists, and soldiers worked tirelessly. They faced an enemy so technologically advanced that even understanding the weapons used against them seemed impossible at first. But humans were nothing if not resourceful. Makeshift EMP devices were rapidly developed, disrupting Imperial drones and smaller ships in Earth's atmosphere. Scientists pooled their knowledge to exploit the electromagnetic interference from Earth's magnetic field, creating barriers that disoriented enemy sensors. The first human counterattack came not with overwhelming force but with ingenuity. A fleet of outdated orbital defense platforms and hastily retrofitted civilian satellites formed a decoy. The Empire, confident in their superiority, fell for the ruse. When an Imperial frigate moved to neutralize the perceived threat, a small human strike team launched a daring assault. Pilots and antiquated fighter jets executed high-risk maneuvers, drawing the frigate into Earth's upper atmosphere. Meanwhile, a ground-based missile system, modified with scavenged parts from destroyed satellites, fired a concentrated payload. The frigate's shields, calibrated for space combat, faltered in the denser atmosphere, and the ship plummeted to Earth in flames. The victory was small but significant. For the first time, humanity had struck back, proving they were not the helpless prey the Empire had believed. Human engineers swarmed the wreckage, salvaging pieces of alien technology. Within days, reverse engineering efforts began to yield results. A breakthrough came when a hybrid weapon was developed, combining Earth's projectile technology with the energy-based systems of the Empire. Though crude by alien standards, the weapon was devastatingly effective. News of the downed frigate reached the Imperial command. Reports detailed the humans' ability to adapt their strategies and technologies at an alarming pace. One analyst, reviewing the battle, remarked in disbelief, "No species has adapted to our technology this quickly." The Council, previously dismissive of humanity, began to take notice. What had been seen as a routine conquest was now viewed as a potential quagmire. On Earth, the victory ignited a spark of hope. Broadcasts declared that humanity was far from defeated. Across the globe, factories shifted production to military equipment, scientists redoubled their efforts to unlock the secrets of alien systems, and the people rallied. For every strike the Empire delivered, humanity devised a countermeasure, often crude but effective. The Empire, watching from orbit, began to realize the true nature of their opponent. Humans were not simply reacting, they were learning, evolving, and fighting back with a tenacity that defied every precedent the Empire had encountered. What was supposed to be a swift campaign of domination was becoming something far more costly. The Empire, frustrated by the resistance they had encountered, decided to escalate. A larger fleet was dispatched to Earth, composed of warships far more advanced than anything humans could counter with brute force. This was meant to crush the defiance of a species they still considered inferior. Imperial analysts described humanity as disorganized, fractured, and emotionally driven, a chaotic species incapable of sustained resistance. Yet, as the fleet neared Earth, their assumptions unraveled. What greeted them was not chaos but an unprecedented unity. Nations that had once viewed each other as adversaries now worked in concert, sharing intelligence, resources, and manpower. Coordinated strikes on the Empire's reconnaissance probes revealed an intricate network of global communication and military strategy. The humans did not fight as a divided world but as a single force, leveraging both their ingenuity and the sheer will to survive. In a broadcast sent directly to the Imperial fleet, a human diplomat delivered a chilling message. The tone was calm but carried an edge of defiance. "If you come for us, be prepared to lose everything." The Empire dismissed it as hollow bravado, yet the message lingered, sowing an unspoken unease among the fleet's commanders. As the battle continued, humanity's innovation came to the forefront. Civilian vessels were retrofitted with armor and crude weaponry, turning mining ships and freighters into makeshift combat units. Orbital platforms once used for scientific research were repurposed to serve as launch sites for kinetic projectiles. Utilizing Earth's gravity, these weapons were slingshot into orbit at incredible velocities, overwhelming the Empire's shields through sheer kinetic force. Human fleets used guerrilla tactics, relying on decoys to lure enemy ships into vulnerable positions. One such maneuver saw a group of human ships deliberately feign retreat, drawing an Imperial destroyer into a trap. Hidden among the debris of destroyed satellites were explosives cobbled together from both human and alien technology. When detonated, the destroyer was engulfed in a devastating explosion, marking another shocking victory for humanity. Perhaps the most daring act came when a small team of commandos infiltrated an Imperial supply depot station on the Moon. Using salvaged alien tech and knowledge gained from interrogating captured pilots, they bypassed the depot's defenses. In a matter of hours, critical supplies, energy cells, weapon components, and navigational data were either destroyed or stolen. The mission was a success, dealing a significant blow to the Empire's ability to sustain prolonged operations. The aftermath of these defeats rippled through the Empire. Within the Grand Council, debates grew heated. Military leaders struggled to reconcile the humans' continued successes with their initial assessments. "We are not facing primitives," one high-ranking officer admitted during a contentious session. "We are facing survivors. They adapt faster than any species we've encountered, and their resolve is unnatural." Dissent began to creep into the Empire's ranks. The once unshakable belief in their superiority wavered. Humanity had transformed what should have been a routine conquest into a costly and humiliating conflict. The term human problem became a grim refrain among Imperial strategists, a phrase that carried the weight of their growing fear. As reports of humanity's resilience spread, some in the Council argued for retreat, warning that continued engagement would only embolden the humans further. Others, still clinging to their arrogance, called for total annihilation. But even among the most hawkish voices, doubt lingered. The humans had proven themselves unpredictable, resourceful, and relentless, a combination that made them far more dangerous than the Empire had ever imagined. Humanity, battered but unbroken, prepared for its boldest move yet. Across the planet, scientists worked tirelessly to unlock the secrets of alien technology, reverse engineering what they could from wrecked Imperial ships and salvaged equipment. Engineers took these discoveries and began integrating them into human designs, creating weapons and vehicles that combined the best of both worlds. What had once been rudimentary military equipment now bristled with energy shields, enhanced targeting systems, and propulsion technologies that rivaled the invaders. On the ground, soldiers trained relentlessly, testing their new gear and refining tactics for an unprecedented counterattack. Factories operated around the clock, churning out modified weapons and hybrid vehicles, while fleets of retrofitted ships were assembled in secret hangars. In homes and shelters, families united, sharing stories of survival and resilience. Leaders addressed their people, not with promises of easy victory, but with unshakable resolve. "We've survived every challenge before," one commander declared. "This is no different. We will fight, and we will endure." When the moment came, humanity struck with precision and ferocity. The target was an Imperial forward base station on one of the outer planets. The Empire, confident in its defenses, had underestimated the humans' ability to organize such a bold offensive. A fleet of human ships emerged from behind the shadow of a moon, their arrival masked by electromagnetic interference deliberately generated from Earth. Imperial sensors, once reliable, faltered under this sudden disruption, leaving their ships vulnerable. Human vessels darted in and out of enemy formations, employing hit-and-run tactics designed to confuse and disorient. Electronic warfare teams scrambled Imperial communications, broadcasting fake orders and sowing chaos among their ranks. Ground forces launched a simultaneous assault, using holographic decoys and false signals to draw Imperial troops away from critical points. At the center of the battle was a daring mission that would become legend. A specialized human squad infiltrated the base itself, using cloaking devices adapted from alien tech to bypass security. Their objective, the Imperial command ship. Moving with surgical precision, they disabled the ship's main systems, forcing its crew to surrender. When the base fell, it was not with the deafening roar of destruction but the cold efficiency of human ingenuity and determination. The news of humanity's first offensive victory sent shockwaves through the Empire. Reports from the front lines painted a grim picture, a species once considered primitive had now captured a key installation and begun to dismantle Imperial operations. For the first time, the Empire's officers felt fear, not just for their fleets but for the very foundation of their dominance. Strategists pored over the data, searching for answers. How had the humans achieved such feats with so little? How had they turned their vulnerabilities into strengths? Their once unassailable technological edge was eroding with every encounter. The humans were adapting faster than any species the Empire had ever faced, and their ingenuity made them increasingly unpredictable. Then came the message, broadcasted from Earth and carried on every available frequency: "This is your only warning. Leave us, or we will come for you." The words, spoken in a calm yet chilling tone, sent a ripple of unease through the Empire's ranks. They had come expecting an easy conquest. Now, they faced an enemy that not only fought back but threatened to take the fight to them. The cracks in the Empire's confidence widened. Fear began to spread, not just of the human strength, but of their relentless will. The Imperial Council, once so assured of their superiority, faced an inescapable truth: humanity was not a foe they could subdue without catastrophic losses. Reports of relentless resistance, devastating counterattacks, and the psychological toll on their forces painted a grim picture. The cost of continuing the campaign outweighed any possible gain. Reluctantly, the Council ordered a strategic withdrawal. The fleet began pulling back from Earth's orbit, their retreat cloaked in silence, a tacit admission of failure. As the last of the Imperial ships disappeared into the depths of space, a grim vow was issued: the Empire would not return. Yet even this promise was not born of honor, but fear. Humanity's adaptability and resolve had proven to be something the Empire could neither predict nor overpower. The Empire left behind a planet scarred by war but unbroken in spirit. On Earth, the departure of the invaders was met with cautious celebration. Streets once emptied by fear filled with people rejoicing in their survival. Yet the scars of the conflict ran deep, and humanity knew this was only the beginning. The lessons of the war were etched into the collective memory of the species. Factories pivoted from wartime production to rebuilding, but Earth's new defenses were left intact and constantly improved upon. Humanity's leaders addressed their people, emphasizing vigilance and unity. They had won a battle for their existence, but the galaxy was vast and filled with unknown threats. The story of humanity's defiance spread far beyond Earth. Whispers reached distant star systems of a species that had stood against the Empire and forced it to retreat. For many alien civilizations, the tale became a symbol of hope, a reminder that even the most powerful could be resisted. For others, it was a warning: humanity was a species to be watched carefully, if not avoided entirely. With the immediate threat gone, humanity began cautiously venturing into space. Exploration took on a dual purpose: the pursuit of knowledge and the preparation for potential encounters with other civilizations. Spacecraft outfitted with hybrid technology patrolled Earth's borders, while scouting missions sought to map nearby systems. The conflict had forged humanity into something new, a species determined not only to survive but to thrive and protect its future at any cost. In the halls of the Imperial Council, debates raged over how to frame the disastrous campaign. Some advocated silence, fearing that sharing the truth would embolden other species to rise against the Empire. But others, wary of humanity's rapid ascent, insisted on issuing a warning. The Council's decision came in the form of a broadcast sent to every civilization under Imperial influence. The message was simple but chilling: avoid the third planet of the Sol system. Its inhabitants are relentless, ingenious, and unyielding. They adapt faster than any species we have encountered. They are a force even we dared not face again. Approach them at your peril. The broadcast echoed across the galaxy, marking humanity's place in the annals of history. To the Empire, Earth became a symbol of their own fallibility, a reminder that even the greatest powers could be humbled. To humanity, it was a declaration of their strength and a testament to their indomitable will. The war had ended, but its legacy had just begun.